and welcome to the Bad Sound School podcast. I am your host, Veronica.
And I am Veronica's sidekick, Studio Steve.
A little bit of what we do, if this is the first time for you tuning into your podcast, from how to plan, produce, launch, and promote a high-quality podcast to how to achieve professional audio. Each episode, we provide you with the tools you need to start or improve your podcast. Mm-hmm. We believe that your podcast deserves the best audio, the best content, and the best social media presence. We make podcasting for you accessible, easy to learn, fun, and entertaining.
Yeah, we make it fun and entertaining. And also, we'd love for you to come over and join our Facebook group. It's called Podcasting for Bosses, and there will be a link in this episode's description. And also, you may remember from last episode, Veronica and I are having a competition to see who is the more popular host. Now, we already know that she is. But, if you want to give a guy a break or whatever, come over and visit our Buy Me a Coffee page and let us know that you've been listening and that you like our podcast and that you'd like to help us to continue to grow.
Yes. Mm-hmm. So we are going to drop the link on the show notes, right? Mm-hmm. And there's a section on Buy Me a Coffee that you can leave a note for us.
Yeah.
And if you leave us your name and the name of your podcast, we'll give you a shout out. For those of you who want to buy us coffee, we'll love to give you a shout out and just mention my name.
Yeah. And if you mention who you're buying a coffee for.
Veronica.
Uh-huh. Or it's for Studio Steve. I mean, come on.
Okay.
Well, why don't we jump into it?
Let's get to it.
Okay.
So if you remember on our last episode, we talked about the importance of including video as part as your podcasting marketing strategy. We talked about on-demand videos and live videos. So on today's episode, we'll share with you some of the ways that you can create and publish your videos so they'll attract more listeners to your show. And this is a super important episode and one that I'm very excited about.
Me too. It's really cool. And we're actually going to do an episode next week also about live video and going live. Mm-hmm. But for this episode, we're talking about pre-recorded video and the ways that you can use pre-recorded video to promote your podcast.
Yes. So we have a total of 7 things that you need to consider or that will guide you through the process of creating a video, from planning and scripting and writing all the way to submit it to the different social media platforms or your website, wherever you want to put your video. So let's start with number 1.
Step number 1.
Step number 1
is video
content. So, talking to our clients and talking to people on the different social media platforms, and I can see like some of the frustrations of shooting a video is, okay, I get in front of the camera and what do I say? What am I going to say? So for this, just make sure that you spark curiosity, posting a question or telling a story.
Yep.
Tell your audience how this question will be answered in the podcast episode. Keep it short. Always add a call to action. This is very important. Add subtitles and stick to a single message. One story, one emotional impact, and one takeaway.
Yeah.
And for the subtitles, this is very important. It's so important that you add subtitles to your social media videos because not everybody listens to those videos. Sometimes you're at work or having a break, you're in a public space and you don't have headphones and you can't really listen to what the person is saying.
Yes.
And there's this app I use, it's called Clip-O-Matic. And what it does is that you hold the phone close to you and it reads your speech, and then you can go and edit if you mispronounce the word. If you're like me with an accent, you can just go and edit your script, and then it will add automatically the caption to your video, and then you can post it on Instagram stories or wherever you want to post your video.
That's a really cool video.
Clip-O-Matic.
Okay, let's move on to number 2, and that is
set the stage.
Setting the stage to record your videos requires you pay attention to 3 things. Light, noise, and the background setup.
Yeah.
So the light, Make sure that you use a space where there's a lot of light, and make sure you position the camera in a way that allows you to face the light. And with the noise, pay attention that the area you're recording in has a low noise. Don't record right next to the refrigerator. And it's it sounds funny, but just all these simple things we forget how noisy our environments actually are. Pay attention to that. And it's nice just to kind of set up an area where you always plan on making these videos, promo videos, things like that.
Yeah. And, it's not only because you want to protect the audio quality of your video. It's also because at the beginning of your journey making these videos, you're going to be very stressed. It's not going to go smooth unless you have experience. But if this is your first time jumping into making videos, you want your space to be peaceful, to be as quiet as possible, so you can focus on the things you need to say and all the technical stuff that goes behind the scene when you are shooting a video.
And some ideas that you could incorporate in your background would be bookshelves, plants, pictures, etc. It's a good idea to try to find something that's on brand with your brand or your business, your podcast, even if it's just the colors.
So everything that's in your background, the video is a reflection of your brand. So make sure that everything that is in your background reflects your professionalism and reflects your brand. You don't want to shoot videos. If you're going to shoot videos in your room and your bed is going to show, just make sure that your bed is made. Make sure that you don't have your, a pile of laundry on decorating the center of your bed. Make sure that the space is decluttered and clean and it's looking nice. And that's it.
So we're going to move on to the third step, and that is video equipment. With video equipment, you don't have to start by using professional video equipment. You can simply start by using your smartphone and then progress. If you want to continue to improve your video production, you can work your way through 4 steps. The first step is just your phone. That's all you really need is your phone. The cameras that are on smartphones are really great. And also there's a lot of great features like autofocus and auto exposure and things like that just come built in with it. And step 2 would be beefing up the audio with accessories. And you can also beef up your phone with accessories as well. This is where you can give your videos an extra punch and make them stand out so that you can improve the audio on the video. And there's a ton of ways you can do that directly by using your phone. And Veronica mentioned the iRig, which is what we're using for this Instagram Live. But iRig, the company, also has a lot of different microphone options. They have one that's called the Podcaster, actually, that plugs directly into the top of the phone or the bottom of the phone. And it looks like a little microphone. That's pretty cool. And they have different microphone options. They have a lavalier or a clip-on microphone. That's especially good if the phone's at a distance. To get a nice view of yourself in front of the phone, the microphone's going to be pointing down at the ground and you're going to be at a distance from the phone, so you won't get really decent audio. You want a microphone to be really close to your mouth to pick up all of that juicy, delicious voice stuff. So that's really cool. The iRig stuff. Definitely check out the iRig stuff. It's also very affordable. Now, step 3 is to improve your audio even more by recording it separately from the video. And I'm sure we've all seen the behind the scenes of movies being made where you see somebody with a board, and a clipboard is what it looks like, with a little thingy-majingy that falls down, and they say, scene 3, take 1, and then they clip this clipboard down. Well, that's called a slate, and what that's for is to sync up the video and the audio together. And that's, traditionally in film, the film cameras didn't record audio, and you just get better results when you record the audio separately. And so you can utilize that same idea in your videos simply by clapping your hands and saying, promo video, take 3, and then clap your hands. And just make sure that you're recording on your audio device and you're recording on your camera. And then once you're recording, look at the camera and be mindful of where your microphone is, and then do a clap. And then later you can edit those together. And then step 4 is to upgrade to a better camera. And there's a lot of cameras you can upgrade to if you're really looking to get serious. And that's probably something you'd consider if you're getting into like the YouTube realm and that getting more visibility on your YouTube channel. Then you would probably look into upgrading to a camera. You'll also get more professional options. And, there's a lot of content creators that do just fine on their phones, and especially with these new phones all the time. The iPhone is trying to emulate a depth of field effect that you get from professional lenses, and it actually does a pretty good job, but you still just can't beat a good lens, a good expensive lens on a camera. So then you would still do the same syncing your audio. And those are the 4 steps that you sort of progress through in video production. But I think the good news there is that all it takes is a phone, and we all have a smartphone anyway. So.
What about the teleprompter, lights, and phone stands?
So that's actually would be in step 2 when we were saying beef up the equipment. You can beef up your lighting. So at first we talked about just being in a well-lit area. If you're going to record during the daytime, a really good thing you could do is just stand in front of a window where the sunlight's coming in. You'll get a really nice light on your face. But then you could also get lights like the lights we're using here. These Diva lights or the newer ring lights are really tasty, and they kind of take all the shadows out of your face and make you look younger.
Yeah, like 10 years younger.
Yeah, they're amazing. And so you get some good lights. Then also put your phone on a stand. You could even, I would say, do that at step 1. They're very cheap. You can get them for $5, $7 on Amazon. Put your phone on a stand so that you're not holding it, and you can get it a good distance away from you and get a nice shot. And that's a big thing you just need to do right from the beginning. And then a teleprompter is also another thing you could do to add accessories. Now, that's something that's going to be separate from your phone, and it will also require a separate device to play a script that you write out, so like an iPad. There's even the teleprompter I've seen that works with a laptop computer. All these can start to get up into a few $100 expense to get a good teleprompter. But it's really great because your camera looks through a piece of glass that's tilted that reflects a script that's going through, and you can get these teleprompter apps on your phones. But to upgrade to a teleprompter, that's probably going to be in step 2, step 3 of the process as well, because it's pretty spendy when you get into that area. But those are accessories of video equipment that can really help you to stand out. And what I love about the teleprompter is we use it all the time for our YouTube videos, and that was horribly painful for us too. Oh my gosh. And especially with Veronica and her blindness.
I'm blind.
Yeah, we've had to experiment with so many different ways of getting her close enough to the camera. I mean, she's basically right on top of the camera, and then we can't use these Diva lights if you're wearing glasses. So that's the other thing to think about. If you wear glasses, it could be pretty difficult to find good quality lighting.
Yeah.
Yeah, so do you want to move on to step 4?
Yes.
Okay.
So step 4 is technique. So you don't need to take classes at how to speak to a camera or hire a makeup artist and get a new outfit every time you shoot a video. Looking confident in front of the camera is all about your mindset. You need to feel confident about the way you look and about the message that you are delivering. So some things that can help you with your confidence, and this goes for men and for women, is just make sure that before you get in front of the camera that you're feeling and looking your best. I wear that shirt or dress that have gotten you a lot of compliments in the past. Get ready as if you were going on a date with someone you care about. Do your makeup, fix your hair, wear your favorite outfit. Do anything you need to do so you can get an extra confident boost. And in fact, this is a date with people that you do care about because it's your audience that you are going to be presenting this video to. Confidence also comes from your message. Whether you've been podcasting for a while or you're just starting with your show, there is no one that knows more about your show and your episodes than you. Be confident in your message. Stand in front of that camera and let your audience know what the next episode is going to be about, why it's important for them to tune in, and why are they going to walk away with the message that they're going to walk away with. You know, that confidence is just, it will show in the end result. Be ready to make multiple takes at the beginning. That is totally normal. There's a lot of pain and suffering you're going to have to go through.
Yes.
Before you reach that moment of, okay, I'm dominating this. I'm not afraid of the camera. I haven't reached that point yet, but I can say that every time I shoot a video, every time I get in front of the camera, I'm getting more and more confident And I would say that in a scale from 1 to 10, I'm number 5.
Yeah.
I started minus.
I'm like a 3.
Minus 2.
Yeah, I'm like a 2. You know, I just
That's not true.
You might think that looking at Veronica and hearing her beautiful voice that she's the diva, but that's not true. I'm the diva.
Yes, he's
And
the diva.
I admittedly have all sorts of little temper tantrums and things trying to get these videos set up. And even with the pre-recorded videos that we do for YouTube and everything else.
Yes.
There are some of our first videos were, oh man, it was so hard for me to get in front of a camera.
Yes.
I mean,
we can't even watch them because we get PTSD.
Yeah. It was pretty bad.
It's that bad.
It's pretty bad.
So just on your suckage, the more you do it and the faster you do it, the faster you're going to get over that awkward phase of feeling uncomfortable in front of the camera. And then you're just going to turn into a video diva.
Yeah,
which it's our purpose to turn you into a video
diva. And be easy on yourself, you know?
Yes. Be kind to yourself. These things take time. Remember the last time you spoke in front of the microphone. Remember those first recordings that you made for your podcast, how painful they were. And just listen to your latest episodes and be proud of your progress. The same is going to be for video. And we will not put you through another uncomfortable situation if we didn't know that this is going to be good for you, that this is going to be good for your podcast and for your audience. We get a lot of questions about, how can we grow our audience? Well, this is one way. And like I said, like we mentioned at the beginning of the episode, on this episode, we are teaching you how to make pre-recorded videos. And next week, we're going to show you how we make our live videos. And that's another way that you can grow your audience is by going live and going through the torture of setting up all this mess.
And then also...
But it's totally worth it.
It is. And with your live videos, too, then you can also repurpose those into pre-recorded videos, too. So it's just...
Oh, hey, Dan. Dan's watching.
Oh, hey, Dan.
Hello.
How's it going?
We missed you. Where you been? You've been MIA. What time is it in Canada?
I'm not sure.
Why are
I think
you not in bed?
It's either an hour later or earlier.
Okay. Well, if it's an hour later, then he's up way too late.
Then he's burning the midnight oil.
Yes. No, Dan. Go 9-9.
Go nighty-night.
Go 90-90. Okay.
Okay. So now... we're also going to move on to deliverance when we're talking about technique.
Yeah.
So with deliverance...
You want to take that one?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
So with deliverance, you want to start with short videos for social media. And then Instagram stories, short IGTV promotional videos for your Facebook or LinkedIn page or for your Facebook group. Just be and act as yourself, especially in Facebook groups and on Instagram and things. It seems like most strategists agree that works a little bit better. I mean, and in your groups, Facebook groups especially, people are there because they want to get to know you more. So even if you are eventually trying to get their email or sell them something or get them into your sales funnel, you still want to be real and show them who you are. And that's something that I constantly have to remind myself because, I mean, today with this huge technical issues that we were having today as well, too, Veronica was really good about reminding me, like, it's okay, you don't have to be perfect. Like, and I try to hide behind all these technical little fancy things, but it's a fun challenge, and that's what I like about the video aspect of podcasting, is that it sort of forces you to face even more of your inner insecurities and things and gain confidence and be true to who you are, right? So just be and act like yourself. If your hands move a lot when you speak, embrace it.
Like me. Okay, so tone. Your audience and the subject of your show will set the tone of your videos. So what is your podcast about? Is it about humor? Is it about education, entertainment, actual events? And then once again, you want to be yourself and speak your audience language. And by tone, I mean the way that you deliver the message. So if it's something educational, you want to talk with authority and talk, just transmit and show that you know what you're teaching on your podcast, that you know how powerful and how informational and how educational your message is. So you want to use a different tone for that. But if it's about humor, then you want to be relaxed. Same the way that you present yourself, it can be relaxed and it can be humorous and not too formal. Same if it's about entertainment or actual events, or just depending of the subject of your podcast and depending on the language that your audience speaks. Then that way you will set the tone for your videos.
Yes. So with that, I think we're ready to move on to, what is it, number 5?
Fifth.
The 5th here, and that is the editing software, correct? Mm-hmm. I think I should probably throw in a little fresh, funky beat with this. And number 5.
Editing software.
Editing software is referring to the video editing software. And this really comes down to 3 different points too, or 3 different ways that you can edit your videos. And first goes with the first step of equipment, which is just to trim the video. And that's just to get good at getting one solid take with your phone, and then just use your phone to trim the beginning and the end of the video. And that's it, one piece. So that, I guess, really isn't editing. It's just more of a trimming. Number 2 would be phone apps. And the apps there's a ton of apps you can get to edit videos, put different clips together, add music, add graphics, and even visual effects onto your videos. And those are okay, but I think those are probably reserved also just for very small, quick applications, nothing very complicated. Anything with too complex of editing, you're going to kind of wish that you weren't using that kind of editing software, and that you would use number 3, which is the video editing software on a computer. And you really just got to get behind a computer. It's really the only way for video editing, and it saves you tons of times and headaches, and it allows you for so many more options. So there are numerous video editing apps that you can use on your computer. Mac computers come with iMovie installed on them, and then if you like how iMovie is, if you have good experience with that, you can upgrade to Final Cut Pro, which Final Cut Pro used to be a professional video editing, and now it's upgraded to iMovie. It's really great, and you can still get very professional results with it. And that's $300 from the App Store. And then there's free versions you can get on PC too.
But it's a one-time purchase?
The one-time purchase, yep.
Okay.
And I think the one-time purchase comes with free updates, like many of the other apps from the App Store. So that's really good. And the PC has something similar. I forget what it's called now, the free version you can get for PC, but it's very easy to find free versions. And then, of course, there's all the Adobe software. You can get the Adobe Creative Cloud for $50 a month, which is pretty steep. You get like 70% off that if you're a student, though. But it doesn't seem steep to me because you get Photoshop, Illustrator, After Effects, Lightroom to edit your photos with. And you get Adobe Audition with that as well, which is a wonderful program to edit the podcast in for the audio. And Adobe Premiere is the video editor. So it's really great. Now, Adobe also has phone and mobile versions as well for these that I'm not as big of a fan as. And again, I think it's just the real estate of the phone. Not only the RAM and the processing power on the phone isn't as good as a computer, but also there's just the size doesn't really allow for very advanced editing. And then in addition to those, there's also other products. 2 that we use that I love a lot are ScreenFlow and Camtasia. And ScreenFlow is like $600, one time $600, and then it's like $20, $30 a year, and you get access to all of this royalty-free videos, pictures, and music that you can use with your podcast and with your videos. That's a really fun way to spice up your videos. Also, you can do a little bit more complex animations and things with ScreenFlow. And Camtasia, I think the first version of Camtasia is only $200 to $300. And Camtasia is great. I love Camtasia a lot. Both ScreenFlow and Camtasia are great when it comes to doing screen capture. So if you're doing tutorials or you want to make a screen capture video showing people how to access your website or showing how to access your podcast in creative ways, it's really fun for that too. Also, really cool animations with Camtasia with text and the ways that they have these behavior of the text and different objects and graphical objects that can fall in and out of frame when you're editing. It's just, I love Camtasia. Okay, cool. So do you want to move on to number 6?
Yeah, so number 6 is choose your platform. So after you have recorded your video and edited your video, then you need to choose a platform where you're going to post your videos. If you're making these videos directly on Instagram stories, they are going to be posted on your Instagram stories. And if you want to make them permanent, then you can then save those videos on your highlights, and then they will stay there on your profile and will not go away after 24 hours. After you're done with your videos, and you can post them on your website. You can post them on Instagram IGTV or IG stories. You can post them on Twitter. You can post them on your Facebook group or your Facebook page. Or if you have a YouTube channel, then you can post this videos on your YouTube channel.
And this is something that I really like about these more advanced video editing softwares, is that they make it really easy to take the same video and export it as a different file size or different dimensions.
Oh yeah, that's something to keep in mind.
Yeah, to keep in mind. But a lot of the mobile apps do that too. It's something that with the rise of video being the new king of content, most video apps will do that for you. But that's something to keep in mind to do too, is make sure you're looking at the right dimensions for the platform you're trying to post on as well.
Yes. So make sure that if you're planning to upload these videos to IGTV, that the video has to be at least a minute long. And I think it's 15 minutes. I don't know if that has changed. I have to check. But just make sure that is more than a minute. So
more than 1 minute.
More than 1 minute, so you can upload it to IGTV. If you are making this video for Instagram stories, just make sure that once again you use Clip-O-Matic or any other kind of app or software that will add the captions to your videos. Make sure also that you're adding some text and context to your video. Remember that Instagram stories are meant to be like a book. So you want to put a cover of the book and saying, on our next podcast episode. And then you have the cover of your story, and then you introduce your video, and then you're explaining what the video is about. And then you can add another segment, adding more text and saying, tune in, the episode will be released later today or tomorrow. Go to my link in bio and subscribe. I know that on your video, you're going to give a call to action. It doesn't hurt to remind people via text to do it again. Also for videos for your Facebook group or Facebook page, Facebook loves videos. If you upload videos directly to your Facebook group on your Facebook page, then they'll be promoted more by Facebook.
Yeah.
More than your other content like pictures and other stuff. So make sure that you do that.
I think now we can move on to
auto video creators.
Yes.
So audio video creators are really cool. One I think about right off the bat, one of the first ones that we were messing around with was Magisto. And Magisto is really fun. It is a little pricey. I think you can start with $10 a month for Magisto, and that allows you to, what it does is it takes pictures and video clips, and then you could also add text and things like that. You add them all into the software, and it creates these really cool videos and gives you different templates and free royalty-free music that you can use. So check out Magisto, and we'll be leaving links in this episode's description. Yeah, and it starts at actually $4.99 a month with Magisto, but they really get you into spending the $10 and then eventually $30 a month if you're using it a lot to unlock all the features, right? Like a lot of the other apps. And then there, of course, is Promo. Promo is pretty fun. Veronica's been playing around with Promo a lot lately. I liked Promo a lot. It's the same thing. It has this stocked video editor. It's the same stock images and videos that you get from, I think it's the Getty library. It's like 5 million videos or something. It's the same thing that ScreenFlow gives you access to. And it's also the same thing that Headliner gives you access to, which is the next one we're going to talk about. But it's a stock video editor. They have thousands of pre-recorded stock videos that you can use in a variety of ways. And that is like $350 a year to use Promo. But a really cool thing, and again, this is automatic video creators that kind of just do the work for you. You could either use the stock photography and images, or you can include your own images and video as well. And then there's Headliner. Headliner's a really cool way to make audiograms. And audiograms are a great little piece to the, I would say, podcaster's video toolkit. It's something that I wouldn't tell you to overuse. I think it's good to incorporate a lot of variety with your video, but it's something that does perform well and it is kind of fun. Veronica likes to see them included in the cascade of Instagram posts, but not ever as a cover on an Instagram post.
No, just a personal preference.
But that's her personal preference. I tend to agree. And Headliner's really great, and also Wave, which is spelled with 2 V's, WAVVE. And the people over at Wave are awesome. I mean, it's a really cool company, and they do similar things to Headliner, where Headliner's a little different from them. Is Headliner Pro, I believe it is, which is like $13 a month, gives you access to those royalty-free videos and images and songs and things you can use as well. So that's pretty much it for the auto video creators, and that's a great place to start. It's funny when you first get into podcasting, all of a sudden when you get into the video side of it, there's all these little hidden expenses. You know, first you're paying $9 a month for Canva Pro to edit your images and to make all of your graphics, your visual graphics that you need to make in your podcast cover art and your episode cover art. And then you're into $13 a month for Headliner. And then there's that other one also that we should mention, which is Mojo, as an auto video creator. And that again it kind of works with pictures. And that's a really clever way to turn your pictures into videos. So there's lots of tools out there with audio video creators. And we just mentioned the ones that we like to use, but we fell down a big hole the other night, last week when we were preparing for this, and we decided just to go with the ones that we've used ourselves to recommend. But there's like hundreds.
Yes. That is it. Don't forget to follow us on social media if you haven't done so already. You can find us on Twitter and Instagram at Pod Sound School.
Yes.
And like we mentioned at the beginning of this episode, we have a Facebook community. It's called Podcasting for Buses. You can go there and request to be a member of our community. We do live videos. We are constantly hanging out there helping podcasters and entrepreneurs, artists, business owners, anybody who is interested in podcasting. Also, if you like our podcast and are a regular listener, take a moment to leave a rate and review and share us with your friends.
Yes,
that
share
will
us with your
help
friends.
us tremendously
It
if
will.
you share our show with your friends.
It'll help us a lot. And yeah, we just really appreciate you guys stopping by each week. And also, we're very excited about our 3rd season that's starting in January. And we will be taking a couple weeks off during the holidays and returning at, I think it's the 7th of January, something like that, whatever that Wednesday or Thursday is. But yeah, so we'll be putting out a couple more episodes, and then we'll be taking a break for the holidays and coming back strong with season 3. And we have a lot of plans for season 3. We have a lot of really cool interviews lined up.
Yeah.
And it's going to be fun. The Pod Sound School is going to come out season 3,
That
like a
is
brand new
awesome.
podcast. So really looking forward to helping you guys out more. And if you have any questions, come hit us up on social media.
Yeah, thank you for those who tune in.
And until next time, guys, happy casting.
Learn from valuable learning experiences.
Interest in work for which learners see a purpose provides its own discipline.